Okay guys, this is what the Wingnetic looks like when it comes out of the box from HobbyKing. I'm not going to use their supply glue. I prefer foam tack, so I'm going to substitute that out. And it's fairly easy. All you're going to do is take your winglets, you're going to cut off the stickers that you have here, and put both of your winglets on, glue those on. And wing fences, I think is what these are called. These go on the very ends here, so I'm going to put these on as well. Your hatch goes on just like this, just like that, and rear hatch where your battery goes into goes just like this. Okay. Now I noticed that they do supply a GST connector for your battery pack, and I use I don't have any GST packs, but I do have my 1300 milliamp Hobby People battery packs that are very long and slim that I'm going to try and fit in here, which actually I already have, and it does fit quite nice. The only question is if I can get my CG correct. Of course, here's your owner's manual. I haven't gone through this yet, but I will as I'm filming here. And they do supply you with a little bit of Velcro. So this is basically the way it's going to look. Now, currently what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some lamination. So I'm going to put that on a time lapse, and so you guys can see a little bit of that. I'm not going to bore you guys with it though. I've got my iron here, which I've actually never laminated anything yet. So I'm going to try and take it really easy on the Wingnetic here. But I'd like to just give it a little bit of extra strength because I'm still a new pilot. So.
All right, as promised, we are doing a nice time lapse of me laminating the wing. So one thing I learned is to definitely keep your iron moving at all times. You never want to keep the iron in one spot because you will definitely burn or melt your wing. I didn't do that at any point, but I do know that a few guys I've known have done that. But what this does is it adds a lot of strength to the foam, and for crashes, just small bumps and whatnot, it just really gives the wing a lot of stiffness. In fact, once I was done with this, I could hold up the entire plane by just the wingtip, and it was not flexing whatsoever. Also, of course, you want to keep a sharp knife handy, of course. It took me probably about an hour to do the whole entire plane. It wasn't bad at all. It was my first try, so it was pretty cool.
Well, okay guys, I have the top and the bottom of the Wingnetic completely covered with the laminate, and it came out really nice. I have a couple of spots where I have some little ribbing going on, but nothing major. So it's going to smooth out the bottom of this wing. Maybe it'll make it a little bit more aerodynamic, possibly. I still have to seal up a couple of little spots here, but I'm going to go ahead and glue in my winglets and my wing fences, I think these are called. My preferred method is using foam tack. You can use hot glue. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and do my winglets. I believe that's what these are called. But basically, you're going to run a little bit of the foam tack on the winglet here, and also on the model. I'm going to stick it together, then pull it apart, stick it together, and wait about a minute, and then stick it back together. I believe that's how you use this. I've used it a few times and it's come out pretty nice each time. And I went ahead and opted not to laminate this portion of the build. I'm done with laminating for right now, so I'm going to push this down, get it all the way down in there, and do what's called tacking it up. Take it apart, and it's got these long strings that come off of it. I'm going to wait about 30 seconds or so, and then I'm going to pop it back together, and it should be a fantastic bond. Okay, there we go. I'm going to kind of stick that nose right in there. I'm going to press and hold it together. Make sure that everything is seated. Basically it. Alright, there's number one. We'll do number two now. You know, this is kind of my build video, but it's not really even a build video because it's so easy to put together. If I didn't do this step with lamination, this would have not taken very much time at all. So I'm going to put on my wing fences here. These have no top and bottom to them, so they're just going to slide them right on here. Put a little bit of glue here on the wing. I'm just going to hold this nice and straight here. And there's a recess for these wing fences. That's a new word for me. The wing fence. And it just sits right in that little journal. You really don't have to hold it straight. I'm just holding it together to where the foam tack will get a nice bond on it. I didn't put any glue on the bottom of the other one, but you can see how stiff this wing is after putting the laminate on and with the carbon fiber spar. It is just really, it's really cool how stiff this thing is now. So now I'm just gonna let that dry for quite a bit. And alright guys, I just bound up my AR6210 Spectrum receiver, and everything is glued into place, and so I'm just gonna show you the everything hooked up here. I have this is a 800 milliamp battery. It's got a JST connector. All my other batteries have the XT60 connectors, so but just wanted to show you everything going on here. So I've got throttle. I like it, and they also have the brake already programmed in. Ailerons, and I've got it at 40% expo and dual rates as well. And here's 100%, which is just crazy. So there's the elevator. So I've got my switches turned down there. So this is it. I'm going to be flying it fairly soon. Now the biggest question for me right now before I fly is CG, and I have the CG marked at 240 millimeters right here from the tip. The previous recommendation was to put it, they said 205 millimeters from the nose, so 205 was, so basically 240 millimeters ended up being 9.45 inches, so basically right about there from the tip. So that's where I actually have the weight set up. And according to BMS Webb, which I followed his recommendation, instead of putting the battery all the way back here, you have to push it all the way as far forward as it's going to go. So the only next thing to do is to fly this, and I will check you guys in the next video.